Manchester Retreat, May 24, 2019. Closing circle. Namaste.
Now you return to your daily activities, to the routines of your life, each of you to your unique situations. The benefit of retreat is you have opportunity to step out of your daily routine, to do more sadhana collectively, and so to deepen in your internal connection to your divine source. This is always beneficial and gives you the opportunity to reflect and to develop strength in your spiritual understanding, so that when you return to your daily routines, you can step out of your conditioned thinking, your conditioned mind, and apply the insights that you have attained in the retreat. So you may think, oh, I go to retreats and I feel lovely, I gain some spiritual inspiration, but then I come back and after a little time it's completely dissipated in my life. But as you continue to expose yourself to spiritual inspiration, that pattern changes and you become stronger in your deep personal relationship to truth. You become able to sustain that truth for longer and longer periods of time before your societal conditioning brings you into your old patterns of understanding and your old relationships. So do not be discouraged by the oscillation between your spiritual insight and your conditioned mind. It is a natural part of spiritual life that there should be this oscillation as you begin to open up your connection to truth, to the divine source, to that one underlying source of your being. And as you continue in your meditation practice, your relationship to that source deepens and deepens in a very non-verbal fashion. You go beyond the intellect and the heart becomes connected. Then the mundane life and the conditioning of your sanskaras, your upbringing take hold, and you begin to be in a mentality that you have grown up in. A mentality which focuses on dual experience, which leaves you embedded in a body, thinking that you are the body, that what you experience is only what you experience through your senses. This duality and all the fear that arises from duality and separation is a state of mind, conditioned mind, that slowly dissipates with your exposure to truth. So never be discouraged by the oscillations. They are a sign of progress, that you are progressing towards divinity, and you are holding that connection that you have, that sense of wholeness, for greater and greater lengths of time, and it is deepening. So go on exposing yourself to situations which will bring you in connection to your divine source, bring you into a sense of truth. And then, as you go on in your life, you will find more and more you live in that truth, and your conditioned mind has less and less hold on you. The love of the Supreme, the love of the Divine, is a constant shower of grace. You are near and dear to that one. Never think otherwise. When those thoughts come, remember, take them from your mind. Remember Parampurusha, that supreme divine intelligence, that source of all being, is ever close to you, has unconditional love for you. You are all the children of that one eternal being. Never forget this deep and close relationship that you have. Always remember that you are guided, you are loved, you are cared for. That you are held in the grace of that infinite one. Only when your mind wanders into conditioned thinking, you forget. Doesn't mean it isn't there because you have forgotten. So take a little time each day to remember, all right? All right. Are there any questions before you leave?
We're talking about this kind of shortcut to liberation where you just drop your ego, your beliefs, and all of that. How is it? Looks so simple, but
I did not call it a shortcut.
I call it. If you drop, you're there. But
many things are done. First you teach a child by routine. Just do this. You will get the result. Then, as the child grows, the child needs to understand why they are doing that, so that they can get the real result. You do meditation, you say mantras, you do spiritual practices, you try to remember, but why? And there is a conditioning in the mind of people from the society, from the past. You can worship the divine, but if you bring divinity into yourself and claim that divinity, if you surrender everything, there is some mental prohibition. And so in this retreat, we have discussed this. And what it means to really surrender, to let go, to truly give your whole heart and being to the infinite. What it means to accept and surrender to that divinity, and to let it be in your body, in your mind, and even in your own I feeling. It may seem now that that is hard to hold, but as you keep remembering, keep connecting, that will change. And I think you have a better understanding now of what it means to be willing to be one with the divine. It's no shortcut. It is simply the way. Many are the practices. But what happens when you practice? Can you go beyond practice to the truth of Source and be there? Are there other questions?
Yes. So when you listen to the suggestion that we drop our egoic conditioning and we surrender all, and we listen to that and we say, yeah, I'll do that, I'd like to do that, that's for me, but that's not enough. So what's missing from that?
Very good point. So you come there, you feel it. You feel it?
Yes.
Then it dissipates. Because the conditioned mind and the societal prohibitions take hold. But if you come back again and again and again, slowly, by the grace of Paramapurusha, that grows in you, and you are willing to live in that, to own the divinity in your own self, to let the sense of I and mine fall away, so that only the one resides. We are very attached to our sense of personality and individuality. It is the hardest thing to give to Guru. At one point you feel it is too prideful of you to even think such a thought. Isn't it? It is hard to let in. On the other hand, you feel you cannot hold it. But believe in your ability to hold it. It's just an idea forming. But ideas have great power. As you continue in your sadhana, as you continue to contemplate what is the meaning of this, how do I dissolve my very feeling of individuality into the cosmic existence, which is, always has been, always will be, is unchanging, undying, eternal. This is your true nature. This is who you already are. But there are beliefs in you that prevent you from recognizing this. To even understand that and to let that work on you, so that you begin to see what those beliefs are, and slowly, through replacing them with an opposite understanding, to dissipate those illusions from your mind, those misunderstandings. Does it make sense?
Yes, thank you.
Say more.
Can I just comment on what you said? I mean, we have idea to surrender our ego, but we have to bring that idea into our emotion, in our body, with experience of that, before that energetically we can surrender. It becomes more real. Am I understanding correctly?
Yes, yes. That as you contemplate, what are these beliefs I hold that are so core? I don't even know they're there. But when challenged with the reality of the spiritual journey you are on, and what the end result of that journey is, really, Not just the idea, I'm on the journey, I'm always going. You know, the identity of seeker is hard to give up. It's crossing a line that is not truly encouraged to cross, not even in spiritual traditions. It isn't there is a misunderstanding people can come to. They can come thinking, I am divine. But the I becomes very big rather than the I being dissolved into the divine. So who is there in this body? Parampurush is in this body. Parampurush is in this mind. Parampurush is in this heart. Every thought is in the mind of the infinite. Every error occurs in the balance of the cosmos, in the infinite. Life and death rise and fall in the balance of the infinite. You are eternal being, unchanging, undying. But the mind has come to this thought that you are something more limited than that.
If you achieve a state where you're there all the time, are you finished with physical form?
No. You may be, first of all, you cannot achieve it.
Okay.
Second, it is most definitely possible to be in human form, doing the ordinary human life, and be in that state.
Okay.
This is entirely possible, for it is, you are really already in that state. You are already the infinite. You have simply become confused
Okay. Right.
about your identity. All right?
Right. Okay.
All is in the grace of God. All is the infinite source. The carpet, the rock, the tree, the bird, the ones you love, the life you lead is all played in the mind of the infinite. It is all the manifestation of the One, as are you. You can choose to remain in your conditioned mind, or you can choose to dance in the dance of love. And to allow yourself to be timeless while the body and mind remain in time. This is not for some high yogis who live in the Himalayan caves. It is not for someone in India, someone out there. This is spirituality that is for you. You don't have to be a great man or a great woman. Just an ordinary person is fine. the way cannot be exactly put in words. But as you continue to work with this, as you continue to do practice, to go into your non-dual nature, into the sublime, into the infinite, it will change. It changes. It will change. And you don't need to give up all the things of your life, the enjoyments, the pleasure, the people you love, the joy of life. You know, in Tantra is to enjoy life, but to see Paramapurusha, to see the infinite everywhere, so that you recognize you are enjoying the presence of the Divine One in all that you love, whether it is food, your family, the animals, the trees, the plants, your gardens, a good movie. It's all the divine. So love the divine. Don't feel you have to be stingy in your heart. But love the divine and recognize the divinity in all that you love. The nature of the divine is shouting through all forms. Love me. I'm here for you. And you are drawn like a magnet to love, to want to be close to others, to want to be loved and to love. Because you want to be close to your soul. You want to be united. You want to be whole. This is natural. We are talking about very natural things. And when your understanding grows, you see that this is an eternal existence that is unchanging and undying, expressed in all the ones you love, all the things you enjoy and love, expressed even in the pain of life, in life and in death. Eternal being abides, and that it is your own nature is also made of this substance of the universe, this Purusha, this substantial nature of all that is the fundamental nature of you. Live in your own truth, in your natural state of being.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
I can connect and relate to the infinite source self, and I feel very real with that. Where I have the challenge is the delusion of this reality, this matrix. That's the part that can be confusion to me.
What is confusing?
That it's an illusion.
It's what?
An illusion. Delusion, illusion, what's the word I want?
Illusion.
Yeah.
So it becomes hard for you to relate to?
Yeah, it feels false. That I'm creating, we create this consciousness, we attract it to us, it feels like it's real, the floor, the house, the car, the job. But I feel like it's part of a matrix that's I'm webbed within, and it's not the real.
You are correct, but there's a little difference. It is real, but its true nature is not what you have thought it to be. Its true nature is divine, is source. So understanding the true nature of everything brings you in a relationship of love, even to that which is painful and dark. Because both life and death, shadow and light, are made of Purusha. They're made of the one eternal consciousness. There's nothing outside it. So that which is illusion is only illusion and difficult as long as you have not seen its true nature. Manifestation has many, many forms in this universe. All have one substantive reality. Does it? Do you understand?
It's a lot to grasp. I'm working on it.
Every time you are in an experience of resistance, bring the understanding in your mind. This is the infinite play, the Leela of the Divine Beloved. The eternal being manifesting in forms, playing out the dream in endless spheres and places. And sometimes that dream is dark, sometimes it is light. Sometimes it's angelic, sometimes there are hell realms. But if you remain in the eternal essence, the angelic kingdoms and the hell realms are nothing to you, for you see the true nature in all it is. And you live in the substantive, eternal nature of being. All right? All right? All right. May you all find your deep